Yeah, take a deep breath. I say that a lot. Oh, I'm ready to throw this thing away. I'm honest. I mean, I try not to work on stuff, get frustrated, I'll take a break, but you got your breaking point. I've used this before with a drill on it, okay? When I got this thing, it's attachment for a 4.5 inch grinder. See the grinder there? Okay. The aluminum piece was too small of threads, okay? So I tapped it out to 5/8, whatever threads per inch, and it never was right. And I tried sanding it because it was off, because it was aluminum. You couldn't file it. I gave up on that. It made it run. I used it, but it wobbled all over. You could never keep it tracking right on the belt. So we bought this coupler. Okay, this is a 5/8 coupler. I'm sorry I can't tell you the threads per inch. You find them in the hardware store, just like the little ones. They make them all sizes, but this is the 5/8 one. So if you get 5/8 coarse thread, it's probably going to fit. Or take the nut in with you off your grinder, and then find a bolt that it fits. Then go over to that department and find this piece. You see how long it is? It sticks out a ways. Okay, I can't find belts for this. I'm getting it to work pretty good. But we'll get down here and we'll read what I wrote on this. Hold on, bear with me. This could be a long video. But oh well. It's Sunday. It's about 10 degrees out, if it's that. It went to 0. And this whole week's supposed to be below 0. Okay, I'm sure it's right. This is 1 3/16 inch wide. Well, I say they're too wide because you can't keep them tracking right. It wants to go that way. And when you do, it'll crash up here. Crash here and crash here. And this thing sets way up like this. Can I turn around so you can see it? I don't know if you can see it. It's way, this way too much. You can see it. Okay. Well, I can put up with that. You can't run it at full speed on a grinder. I took a picture of this. I modified this and I cannot tell you how I did it. I don't want to be responsible. There's a video on YouTube and that's why that hole's in there is all I'll say. I went one step further with electronics I know. It's got resistors and everything in there because the speed control wasn't consistent. Well, here's the problem. When you get down to slow speed, you lose your torque with all them things. So I just use it mostly for polishing. Metal is what I want to use it for. See that? It's not too bad on a file. And this belt's wore out. Okay, if anybody can help me find belts for this, they're 20-inch long, 1 3/16 wide. I would use a 1-inch wide belt. I have looked on Amazon. I found some 21-inch one time, then I could not find them again. So if anybody can find me belts, I would appreciate it. Somewhere that's easy to order from. This metal is not metal like you think. They say zinc on the package. Now, if you look at this mess down here, that stuff, look what it did to my file. See where it's plugged? It'll take forever to clean that out. I'm glad I did it out here then. And I recommend, if you think you're going to do this like I did with the running, you better be very careful. Because what I did on this nut was I ground all the sides off. Okay. Then while this was running, I took a flapper disc and another grinder outside and made this close to be around. Then I filed it. I sanded it with 80 grit only because I like the lines in here. It seems to grab the belt good. So let's start it up. Watch your ears. Make sure you go the right way. Don't go. Yeah, don't hit the fast speed. Hit the variable. It tries walking off all the time up there. See it? Right there. So I'll go back and hit the tracking knob. I'm turning it to lift it to pull it that way. Don't want to go too far. See, it'll start locking up. Very touchy. Can you hear me over the tool? Can you hear you? Okay, let's try something. Let's move this over before we start it. We'll be right. Okay, it started all over. I moved it over that way before I started it. You would not run that grinder full speed. It will throw that belt out. It's done it. You would not want to do that. I passed that, but can you hear me over the tool? Like I said, you can use the top of this. I've done it. I even came back here. Okay, it is a workable tool. What's the odds that stopped right where I wanted it to again? So there you go. I'll take a picture of that if you can read it. If anybody can help me find belts for this. 1 inch long I think would be better. So, enough of that. I'll take some pictures of this. Before I go, I'll show you an idea that I did have, which I'm going to give up on. I cut a 27-inch belt. You can do this. Why do I do this on my casual videos? That's a 27-inch. I cut in half. You'd have to build such a contraption way in the air. It's not worth it to me. Not when I have a 2-inch belt sander. This is very hard to push down with this spring. To get this on here, you really got to push down. It's like this should have been a 21-inch belt because you got to push on that spring so hard to get this off here that you're really fighting it. It's hard to get in the frame here. I mean, I'll take it off once. You really have to. You really got to work. I mean, that's a tough spring. And I'll show you. Look at the angle of this. See that? That's what it takes to get that to track right. I could put a washer in here. This is kind of wobbly, but like under here, which I don't think matters. It's always pulling down. There you go. A little more in-depth of this thing. I think I probably showed it in a couple videos. So I'll spin around, take a couple pictures of the other side, and that's it. Thanks for watching.